Hi, my name is Grace Hausman, and I am currently enrolled in CGS 2100 Computers and Business. Our assignment was to put together a dashboard of graphs depicting visualizations of the progress we have made in our simulation projects this semester. My presentation is a collection of graphs and data points that shows the progression of my team's coffee shop and our class's business simulation. So the first graph here depicts our competitors' sales in comparison to our own. As you can see, according to the data used in this particular graph, we are doing quite well in comparison to many of our competitors. We have a few other coffee shops shown in light colors here, and then ours, Bull's Business Cafe, is in red. Below, right here, we have a chart depicting our income versus our revenue. You can see that we struggled to get off the ground a bit in the beginning, and we had a few ups and downs that were met with group discussions and decision-making meetings, but ultimately we succeeded pretty well. And then lastly, here we have a chart showing our revenue versus cups sold, where you can see that both appeared to increase both simultaneously and exponentially. From putting this dashboard together, I gained insight into how well our simulation company was actually doing. Throughout the course of this simulation, we have had many discussions as a team as to the success and current standing of our company, as well as writing essays about our progress. I feel as though putting together this dashboard and having a visual representation of our sales and status among competitors was incredibly beneficial in the process. From the first graph, competitor sales, putting together this visual made me realize that we were doing better than I had previously assumed in comparison to a lot of other companies. Granted, there are only, about 5 or 6 companies here out of maybe 17, I think, but for the most part, I think that's a pretty good representation of how we are doing. And in the second graph, net income versus revenue, that really put a face to the reality that I was already pretty familiar with, as this graph depicts the ups and downs that we as a company faced in our first growing weeks. We had quite a few little lows here and up and another low, and we were having decision-making meetings at this point, thinking what could we do to sort of rough out the edges when we were first opening the company. So you can see towards the middle of the graph here in the line, our income as a whole begins to increase exponentially. This is due to the purchase of a top-of-the-line coffee maker that we purchased a few weeks after we opened that greatly increased production time and maximized the amount of orders we were able to fulfill. So all in all, this dashboard really gave me a much better insight as a simulation business owner as to how our company was operating and succeeding. You can have a lot of business meetings, and you can be looking at the statistics online on the BizCafe website, but in the time that it took me to put together this dashboard, I really gained a whole new level of understanding of what we were really dealing with as far as our company's progress, and especially in comparison to the other companies around us, because that is not really something we got to see before. Thank you.